Radio TV Phono Nut here, and this is going to be more of a show and tell video than anything else. What we have here is a KTV clear cased television set that was made primarily for prison use. And there were also a number of other pieces of prison issued electronics that were in clear cases. Things such as tape players, radios, and that sort of thing. And the reason for that is with a clear case, that made it very difficult for a prisoner to hide contraband inside of the unit, which is something they could have very easily done had the cases been black or silver or any other solid color. And also these clear case televisions and other electronics used special screws that a prisoner could not remove with a standard Phillips or flathead screwdriver, and once again that was to discourage the prisoner from opening up the set and attempting to hide anything inside, or in the case of a television, they could have broken the picture tube and used the glass as a weapon. Now, this television is from the 21st century, 2001, and we have controls for volume, power, channel up and down, and menu. Now, I'll turn this set on and show you what makes it even more special besides the fact that it's a clear case television from 2001.
The FDA approves another weight loss treatment. Next on Scripps News Live, we'll take a look at what new...
No, there's nothing wrong with the television. This is actually a monochrome black and white television set from 2001. And I know these sets were made at least until 2005. I kind of doubt they were made any later than that. And as you can see, we have on-screen menu here, antenna, and this is a cable-ready television. That's our standard cable, HRC, IRC, and TV, which is off the air. Auto programming, that's where we can use the tuner to search for active channels, and you can see it's doing that now. I have this connected to a converter box, of course. And there we go. And other menu options are manual search. That's where you can manually look for channels, and then fine tune.
Everyone gets their own personal casting. Okay? Whether it's doctors, nurses, social workers, someone to help me understand my Medicare benefits.
And we can go back the other way.
To mention a 24/7 patient support.
Let's just get it back to 0.
For him, and we can do the same for you. Getting the care you need has never been easier because our team members work together.
Okay, so that's that. And on the back of the television, we have controls for contrast, brightness, vertical hold, horizontal hold, and vertical size. Now, this television has an okay picture, but KTV was always bottom of the barrel stuff, so it's not as sharp as some of the older black and white sets that I've seen. And I've already adjusted the vertical size and the brightness and contrast. They had the brightness and contrast turned wide open. Now I've got the contrast turned almost all the way down and the brightness turned about 3/4 of the way up. And like I said, it's got a decent picture. It's just not as sharp as some of the older sets, but I suspect this is probably the only black and white television ever made that uses a digital cable-ready tuner with on-screen display. The only set that ever came close was an early to mid-80s Zenith 12-inch black and white that had a digital keypad tuning with an LED readout, but even that set was not cable-ready. And Zenith also made a 19-inch version of the
burden could fall to those you
same television set.
Ready to go.
Now, I know that companies like Zenith and RCA also offered the clear case prison TVs, but those were color, and some of the RCAs were new enough to have built-in digital tuners. Well, that would be wild to find a black and white prison TV with a digital tuner, but I think they had been discontinued by the time the digital tuner mandate came into effect. And they still offer clear case prison TVs, but of course in today's world they're all flat panel sets. Now I'd like to find one of the clear case color prison TVs, but I'm not paying a ludicrous eBay price to get one. Years ago I had an RCA prison set that the speaker was missing. A lot of prison electronics didn't have a speaker. They were headphone only as to prevent others from being disturbed. And even though this one has a speaker, it doesn't get overly loud. That's as loud as it gets. Loud enough for personal use, but not loud enough to disturb others around you. And here's the date, July 2001, so you won't think I'm lying to you. And there's the other information on the back of the TV. And as you can see, completely clear see-through. Now, I will not be using this set regularly because as we know, high voltage attracts dirt and crud, and I don't want this to look all cruddy looking on the inside, so this is more just of a novelty item than anything else. Now let me find a security bit and get this open, and we'll have a look at the inside real quick. We have the right bit. It's amazing how much easier a project is when you have the right tools. Here's the back of the TV, our electronic tuner, our two ICs. This one's probably the microprocessor. This one's probably the jungle IC, which is basically just the whole TV on a chip. We got our IC up there. That's probably our vertical output, our audio output. And then we have our horizontal output transistor, voltage regulator, and a flyback transformer, of course. And then we have this step-down transformer that also provides isolation. And then, of course, our CRT, which is a 310, looks like 310 GNB4. So yeah, this is pretty clean on the inside. I don't think it's had a lot of use, and it's not all beat up, so this is a nice example and not a very common set. I've been looking at these for sale on various places for years, but never could justify the ludicrous asking prices, and I finally found one that was somewhat reasonably priced, so I went ahead and jumped on it since it was in decent shape.
Can never be canceled.
Here we are back together with the all-too-common Medicare supplement plan commercials. It's either that, ambulance chaser lawyers, or commercials for Rebelza. I don't think we have time to get down with Rebelza today, but maybe next time. But anyway, more or less a show-and-tell video on a bit of an uncommon 21st century piece of electronics, so I hope you enjoyed it, and more to come later.